Well, that bit at the back is bored and felted. It's a bit like a flat roof. In general, I wouldn't like felting, but I've used marine ply, which I know isn't as good as some of the other. There's some really good marine ply just there, used for building I don't know, wagon backs and things like this. This is just a standard marine ply that you get from a shop. Anyway, and rather than paint it, I've felted it. But as with any flat roof, if the water finds one way in, then it's trapped in because you've got the felt on top. So I have tried to seal it with cold tar, or whatever it is. I've sealed all the joints with cold tar so water shouldn't be blown up under the joints, because I've put it on in strips rather than one long strip. I've taken the width of the roll and put it across that way, overlapping and sealing the overlapped parts with the tar. That makes it easier to apply. The difficulty in normal temperatures, which I've got now, just not that warm, is getting the felt to form into that corner. So that's a vulnerable place in there. Be easy to push something in, make a hole, water gets in, gets trapped, and it rots. Anyway, there it is. We'll see how long that lasts, of course. And it does provide a solid base, strong enough for me to walk on, and hopefully a place where I can put a couple of sidings and maybe one or two other items. Well, that's the latest bit of permanent way construction, and that provides two sidings, dead-end sidings. I do have one insulated rail joint in it there, because of course it's all powered from what I call the inside track, this inside track, because that's just a crossing there, and then the two sidings. I need to put an insulated rail joiner in the other one so we can park locos in the sidings, or trains as well, and then perhaps provide a push button switch just to energize them when they're ready for the off. But there we are. Now, my next consideration before I pin down any track, you'll see how wiggly it is because of it coming off at an angle and then having to straighten up. That's not a problem, get a flexible track. Is where to leave the gap such that I can represent a station here. Now, perhaps one way of doing it would be to have that track far out and this one up close to it, and then what you can have here is an island platform. One side of the platform is a through line, and the other side is a terminus dead end line, and then you've got a siding as well beyond that, and that then would mean that what we've got over here effectively is a station, and I could put some station buildings. And I think that would work because I can still reach over to the far track. I was just a little bit worried about putting, because the alternative would have been to pull the tracks close to here and have the gap at the back where you put some scenic work. But I'm not going to be... well, I've got time to think about it. The track isn't fixed down. This piece is a flexible piece. Those two pieces on the back there are flexible pieces, and therefore I've got the possibility of attaching them here, because that's one sort of curve followed by another sort of curve, and to push those tracks over. Yeah. Anyway, there we are. That's just a bit of relaying of track, having tested everything, run some locos, and had a satisfactory afternoon. That's been not quite a couple of days' work, but certainly a day and a half of work. It's not finished yet. I've got a plate of material supporting the point here, and what I need is to put some something more permanent under that, like some cement to support it. There's no support under that track there or that track there. I need to provide some support, so it's fully supported everywhere. But there we go. Latest edition. It needs something now to make it as attractive as the layouts that I see you guys operating, which means something with buildings and figures and a platform. So that will come next. There we go. I've just got to check joints, etc., but that looks wide enough there to put a platform and some of the smaller buildings, or maybe a building at the end if I'm having a station building, rather than a building sitting on the platform or at the back. But that will do. The joints, there's things to do, things to sort out, but I think I'll just try reaching over to that back track, make sure that I'm happy with that, and then we've got it.